Hi everybody, it's Wei. I'm making a video today to show you guys some of my recent paintings that I've been doing in this Strathmore watercolor journal, and also to share with you guys a few thoughts that I have on this particular book. So this is the very famous Strathmore art journal with the soft cover. It's the 400 series. I know that Strathmore is probably a very popular brand in North America, but here in France, it's actually not very common. Like I haven't really seen it in any of my local art supply shop, or maybe it's just where I live, I don't know. So out of curiosity, I purchased it off of Amazon, and it's made with watercolor paper, acid-free, heavyweight, cold pressed. It's written heavyweight, and that is 300 GSM or 140 pound, which for me is a pretty standard size. It's a pretty standard weight of watercolor paper. And they also make really great watercolor journal. Like for example, the Moleskine watercolor journal is made with 200 GSM paper, I believe, and that can be a little annoying to use sometimes, especially when you put like large washes. They tend to curl a lot. So there are 48 pages in this journal, and on the first impression, I love the design because it's just, it's black cover, and it's simple and it's classic. It is soft cover, which I know that a lot of people might not like because like some people prefer to have a hard cover so that they can use it as some kind of painting board, but that doesn't really matter to me because I only keep it at home. So I usually paint on my desk. Well, the paper inside is, well, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really like the paper inside because, well, the first thing is that, on the two sides of the paper, it feels really, really different because on one side, like on this side, it's more like cellulose paper when I, the way the paint moves on it, and on the other side it feels more like cotton paper. I know that apparently all watercolor papers have like both sides, and they can be a little different, but not really, inconsistent like this one. And the second strange thing I noticed about this paper is that on the cellulose side, there are certain areas, certain spots, not everywhere, but just some areas where the paint doesn't really stay on the paper. They sort of just, I don't know, like glide over that particular spot and does a sort of effect that's like this. It's almost like there's wax on the paper. I know that there's probably not, it's probably not really wax, but it does the same thing that wax or alcohol or salt, would do to the paper. So that's a little strange for me because it's the first time that I see any paper that does it. I have maybe have some better examples here. These are just, simple washes that I put on the paper, and without using anything, you can see how the pigment gets sort of pushed away on these little spots. That creates this kind of tree bark sort of effect that normally is done with, big grains of salt or alcohol. So yeah, that's something that I don't really understand about this paper. I don't know what might have caused it. And on the cotton side, that problem does not really appear. So I'm guessing that it's maybe only on the back side of this paper. And I'm just going to flip through pages by pages. In general, the colors look brighter and more vibrant on the cellulose paper because the pigments sort of just stay on the surface of that paper. They don't really go inside. And on the cotton paper, it tends to, like, the colors will look a bit chalky because the paint would just go, the paper would absorb the paint much deeper than the cellulose paper. So yeah, you might notice that the colors might look a little bit chalky here. There's one thing I like about this journal is that the stitching method is really nice. You can see that there's no hard spine, so you can lay the pages flat. That's very nice. I like a journal where you can lay the pages flat. I haven't been doing a lot with this journal here. Sort of just trying some really quick sketches or compositions, and I also do some color samples, color swatches like this. This is the Lucas paint that I started using pretty much the same time I started making this watercolor journal, and I wanted to make a separate video to talk to you about this Lucas watercolor paint. I also noticed that some people left me comments and saying that if I could do a review on the Lucas watercolor paint. The truth is, I don't really have a lot to say about this color. I mean, apparently it's a very, nice quality paint because it's artist quality, and with any artist quality paint of any brand, you normally wouldn't get disappointed. Like, I've been using it for a little bit over maybe 1 month or 2 months, and I haven't found anything that I don't like about it, or anything just disappointing. So I guess that's it. And also because I picked out all the colors in this palette myself, I haven't made a very good choice with the green colors here. This green color is called Oxide of Chromium, and it's actually a very opaque color. I should probably picked out forest green, instead of this, but it's a very interesting, funny color. I don't know if I have anything to show you here. I think I've already used it, for example, in this painting right here. It's quite opaque. I don't know if you can see it a lot, but it's got this very earthy tone to it. So yeah, I think that this watercolor journal is a lot sloppier than my last one, because sometimes I'm just really lazy, and I just wanted to do whatever I want to. Sometimes just practicing, like here I was just practicing the shapes of leaves. I didn't even pay attention to the colors I used. I just wanted to get the shapes. And yep, that's about it. That's everything I have done so far. I've finished about maybe half of it, and even if I don't really like the paper, sometimes I do get really frustrated with it, but I think I'm just going to continue until I finish the whole book, because I don't really like to start a journal and not finish it. I used to do that. So yeah, this is everything I've done so far. I'll give you guys an update once I get more pages done. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you have any questions or any thoughts, you can just leave me in the comments. And I might not update my YouTube channel very quickly, but I do update pretty much on a daily basis on my Instagram. So if you're interested to see more of my paintings or sketches or drawings, you can follow me on my Instagram. I will leave the link down below in the description box. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you hopefully very soon. Bye.